Hello all, welcome to this new lesson. In the previous lesson, we learned how to write a simple C program to find the area of a circle using logic tracing method. And in this lesson, let us write again a simple program to find the simple interest using logic tracing method. Okay, so the formula that is used to find the simple interest is P multiplied by T multiplied by R divided by 100, where P will be the principal amount, T will be the time, and R will be the rate of interest. Okay. And for our source code, this formula is the core logic. And therefore, as the first step while building the code using logic tracing method, we need to add this core logic as part of the source code. Okay. So let me first add this core logic where simple interest is equal to principal amount multiplied by time multiplied by rate of interest, the whole divided by 100, right? So this is the first step where I have added the core logic of the source code, right? So once the core logic is written, the next step is to go and create these variables. Okay, that is principal amount, time, rate of interest, and simple interest, right? Because without these, variables, we will not be able to assign values into it, right? So the next step is to create these variables, but before creating variables, we must know what kind of data will these variables hold, right? Only then we will be able to create these variables using a specific data type. And we know that in real time, the principal amount could be a floating point value, as well as time and rate of interest can also be a floating point value, because the user can input a floating point values into these variables. And therefore, with our knowledge of evaluating expressions in C language, we know that the result of this could result in a floating point value. And to store the result of this expression, okay, we need a variable also of type floating point. So therefore, I will have to now create 4 variables, okay, of type floating point type. One is principal amount, second one is time, third one is rate of interest, and the fourth one is simple interest. Okay, so let me create that using the float data type by saying float principal amount, comma, time, comma, rate of interest, and simple interest. Okay, so I have these 4 variables created, and the next step is to give values to these variables. And there are 2 ways in which you can give values to these variables. Okay, one is you can either hard code the values, or second one, you can take the user input through the keyboard using scanf. Okay, so we will make use of the second method, that is using scanf, because taking values through the keyboard during runtime is more generic than hard coding values, right? So this is what we learned in our previous lesson, that we must never hard code values, and we must always try to make sure that our code is always generic. Okay, so now let me use the scanf. Okay, so scanf, and we are supposed to take 3 values: a principal amount, time, and rate of interest, and all the 3 are of type floating point. Therefore, let me write the corresponding format specifiers for all these 3 values: percentage %f, percentage %f, and percentage %f. And once the scanf receives 3 inputs, it will store it in address of principal amount, comma, address of time, comma, address of rate of interest, right? So scanf is a standard library function which is used to take a certain input from the keyboard, right, during runtime. So scanf is done. Now it is our responsibility to tell the user as to what action he has to take. Else he will only be seeing the blinking screen, okay, and he will not know what has to be done, right? So it is our responsibility to give a very good diagnostic message which says enter principal amount, time, and rate of interest. So once he sees this message, he will be in a position to understand as to what action he has to take, right? So now I have created the variables. I've written a printf and scanf. Okay, so scanf is now receiving the inputs from the keyboard, and then we also have the core logic which will find the simple interest. And the next step is to print the output on the screen, right? So printf simple interest is equal to, because we know the output would be of floating point type. Let me use the format specifier percentage %f. Okay, comma, and we know that after calculating the simple interest, that result would be stored in the variable simple underscore interest. Okay, so let me write that variable here. Okay, simple underscore interest, right? So the program is almost complete, but we know that every C program must contain an entry point, which is nothing but the main function, and then it must be having it must have an open brace and a close brace to indicate a block, right? And all the statements has to be written within this block, okay, which is indicated by an opening brace and a corresponding closing brace, right? So we know that, okay, the function prototype for printf and scanf is given as part of the header file stdio.h. Therefore, I will have to include that header file using this preprocessor directive hash include stdio.h, right? Now, the code is, over. The code is completely written. But again, as I told you, we will have to improve the readability by writing comment lines. So let me add comment lines. Okay, let me say that this is a program to find simple interest. Okay, simple interest. There's one place where you can write. The other place is that on above this line, you can say, okay, formula for finding simple interest, so that when someone sees this code or reads this code, you will be able to understand that the below formula is to find the simple interest, and this is the core logic, right? So having said that, I think I'm done with the program. Okay, let me compile this program and see if there is any warning or errors. Okay, so if there are any warnings or errors, we'll have to fix it and then only go ahead, right? So let me compile this program. Okay, it is asking me to save. Let me give a very nice name to this file called as simple interest. Okay, let me save it as a .c file, and I would save it onto my desktop and say save. Okay, so as you can see that there are no errors and warnings. Now I'm good to go to run this program. Let me run this code and wait for the scanf to ask us for input. Okay. So now it says enter principal amount, time, and rate of interest. So it is a nice message, okay, printed by printf. As you can see, printf says enter principal amount, time, and rate of interest. So therefore, it helps the user understand what action the user has to take, right? So now I know that I have to enter the principal amount, time, and rate of interest. So let me enter the principal amount. Okay, 3,000. Okay, let me give just an integer value, and it would be directly, implicitly type converted to a floating point value. So let me not bother about it. So 3,000, and the time is 3.5 years, and then the rate of interest would be at 9%. Okay, let me write it as 9.5%. Make it as a float, right? So I've given three inputs. Okay, so scanf has taken principal amount, the time, and rate of interest as three inputs, and then the next line, which is basically the formula. This will calculate the simple interest. Okay, once it calculates the simple interest, the result would be stored in the variable simple interest, and printf will print that result on the screen. Okay, so let me run that code and show it to you. So let me say enter. So the output is simple interest is equal to 997.5 followed by 5 zeros. Right. So this is the output. So this is the result for finding the simple interest given principal amount, time, and rate of interest. Okay, so hope you understood how to write a simple program to find the simple interest using this logic tracing method, and also you learned how to use scanf to make the code more generic, isn't it? So in the upcoming lesson, I would be teaching you what do you mean by control structures in C language. Okay, so if you like this lesson, then don't forget to like this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to click on the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of my upcoming updates on this programming series. Having said that, meet you in the next lesson. Let us learn control structures in the next lesson. Until then, take care. Bye bye. Love you all so much.